Good evening and a very, very warm welcome to you folks, wherever you may be. It's DinamoTV time. Yes, Thursday nights are DinamoTV time. And we're up to our 10th episode. And boy, have we got a show lined up for you. It sounds like a broken record player. I know, every week I say it, but the shows just get bigger and bigger and bigger. My name's Tonchi Prusak, and I'm privileged to be here tonight. Like I said, it's a huge show. Wait, though, until we start telling you what is on the cards for next week. If tonight can get bigger, you wait for next week. But before we get to next week, let's worry about tonight. We've got a massive show, as I said, lined up. Who have we got on tonight? Well, we're going to be talking to the senior women's team, or two players from the senior women's team. You may have seen their social media posts earlier today. JANA and ISABELLE will be joining us throughout the show tonight, during the show tonight. They'll be talking about this Sunday. They've got a Nike FC Cup game, and we'll find all about that. We'll find all about what's been happening behind the scenes with the senior women. Our team of the week, we're going to go to the most cutest and the youngest of them all, the under-7 boys Miniroos team. This one's coached by IVICA PETRLIC and Tommy Milardovic, a club legend in his own right. We'll actually be catching up with Ivica as well, so we'll find out what makes the under-7s tick. And Ivica, in fact, is also the coach of the Gorspic Bears. So he coaches seniors at one end of the spectrum, and then he coaches the under-7s at the other end of the spectrum. We'll find out why that's the case. Our player of the week. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be announcing our player of the week a little bit earlier. We'll also, our DinamoTV cameras were out and about catching up with our coaches post last Saturday's matches against Hume City. So there's a lot there to be talking about, and we'll be making a massive announcement about next week. In fact, we're going to have a quick commercial break, and as soon as we come back, we'll announce what is going to be happening next week.
The I&D Group is regarded as one of the largest deliverers of concrete structure solutions in Victoria. Formed in 1994 by Ivan and Kathy Filipovic, their passion and commitment to getting the job done safely and economically has underpinned their success in the industry. I&D partners with large-scale building and construction companies in both the private and public sectors on projects large and small. With our corporate headquarters based in South Melbourne and storage yard based in the southeast suburbs, we have at our disposal thousands of square metres of quality materials, along with state-of-the-art lifting and crane equipment, enabling us to deliver the largest projects. We are committed to delivering high-quality projects by partnering with our clients and collaborating with project suppliers to ensure each job is delivered to exceed expectations. From humble beginnings, I&D now employs more than 1,200 dedicated professional and support staff, involved in a number of landmark projects right across Victoria. The I&D Group is a massive supporter of the Croatian community, backed soccer clubs in Victoria, and is proud to be the major sponsor of the St. Albans Dinamo Football Club in 2024.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and we're going to start the news desk with a major announcement regarding next week's program. As you know, next Thursday is Holy Thursday, Veliki Četvrtak, as we say in Croatian, and there's going to be a lot happening at the Dinamo club rooms next Thursday night. So as a result of the Holy Week, we will be coming out next week a day earlier. Correct. We'll be coming out on Wednesday night. We've got a heap of guests lined up. I dare say next week's show will probably go for an hour and a half. We'll have a live cross to Churchill Reserve as well. We'll find out a little bit later on in the news desk why that's the case. That's next Wednesday. But we'll be kicking off at 8 p.m. as we normally do. Now, fingers crossed. We did speak about an international guest a few weeks ago. Well, we're 99% certain, and I'm not going to say 100%, but 99% certain that we will be speaking to a guest from Zagreb next week, next Wednesday, okay? You will find out a little bit later, a little bit closer to the day, who we may be talking about, but this is going to be massive. Okay, we're going to take our first news item will be obviously the senior men's team. We've got an extensive report from the game on at Hume City Stadium last Saturday. After the match, our DinamoTV cameras caught up with the two coaches, the under-23s coach and the senior coach. And we will also be announcing immediately who our player of the week is. We'll be speaking to that player of the week immediately afterwards. Enjoy, folks.
A good win last week, 4-0 over Moreland City, and they'll be hoping to continue on that form here against Hume. Hume lost here last week 2-1 to the reigning premiers Avondale. So there's been a fair change of personnel as Hume City come forward here. They've beaten the offside trap. This is dangerous. A ball across. It's parried away by Bullich only as far as Platt though. Platt. Now Gulewski onto Bingham. And they've broken through finally. And it's Josh Bingham, his first goal of the season. He's had to wait 6 weeks for it. And you can... One of their junior products. He's Hume born and bred. As they slice through Dinamo once again, it's Gulewski. Over towards Platt. And now Isgrove's coming in. It just had to be him. He started on the bench. He had to have words again too. There mightn't be too many handshakes exchanged between the respective coaches after this game is over. There has been plenty of niggle, plenty of angst between them tonight. And the fourth official is there just to calm things down as the free kick is taken. And St Albans work it away, and it could yet open up for them. Here's Monek up the near side, the veteran, Joseph Monek. Sorry, it's Jerez. Now Richard Benet, won't quite sit for him. Gets it over towards Carter Ramsey. Ball across the box, and they've got a goal back. Dinamo back in business. Aaron Arslan doesn't want to give the ball back to them. He may have hurt himself. But they've given away a free kick here, and Brian Summerskill's reaction suggests that might have been their last chance that they let slip by. Here's Isgrove now, puts on the afterburners. Can he have a final say? He won't, but he won't need to, because Hume City have hung on and have won a dramatic game here at Hume City Stadium.
Here with under-23s head coach Adam Ternanini. Tuna, thoughts on today's game? A bit topsy-turvy.
Yeah, it was a 2-2 result for those that don't know. Yes, first half I was happy with the discipline, the way we set up and our shape. A little bit to work on in terms of when we win the ball and keeping possession, but thought the second half got better, although we went 2-0 down and then caught it back in the last 10 minutes to draw 2-2.
And possibly with another 5 minutes, maybe could have even snuck it.
Yeah, it was one of those games that you always say if we had gone, the extra distance, we probably would have snuck a winner. All the tide was with us in that last 10 minutes. So really happy with the way the boys ran it out. So it gives us something to build on for next week.
So obviously fitness isn't the issue. So what's the difference between those first sort of 75 minutes and the last 15?
Yeah, good question, Berkey. I think as the game opened up, it sort of opened up space on Hugh's big ground for us, and we were able to get our ball players on the ball a little bit more often to then open up the game a little bit more. And I thought we were just a little bit more cleaner in possession in that second half. Even though we did concede twice, it wasn't because of that. It wasn't for that reason. I just thought we could have been a little bit more clinical in the way we defended the transition. So when we lost the ball, they were really quick to hit us, and they scored 2 goals like that. But yeah, again, happy with the way we responded and the way we ran out the game. Special mention to to young Zach De Fiore, who was in goals for us for the first time, 16 years old. He was probably in the votes today. Without giving away the votes, he was definitely in the votes. So yeah, he's a good prospect, and look forward to continuing to work with him for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about young Zach. Thought he did a great job today, and like we spoke about last week, great to see some of these boys for the ADs coming through and getting the crack.
Yeah, and as you know, it's what it's all about, giving young boys opportunity to come through, and we'll keep looking and building through our under 18s as the season progresses. But yeah, look, we'd love to get the win today, but we'll take the draw away from home and build into next week against Manningham.
All right, thanks, Donna.
Thank you.
Here with senior coach Ryan McGuffey. Ryan, disappointing night at the office, but some highlights to come out of it.
Yeah, we kind of carried on for the last week in terms of boys showed a lot of confidence and spells in that game. Goals were probably a bit too soft. If we were a bit more solid defensively, we could have got a result there. But the effort and everything the boys have shown is first class. So if we keep bringing that every week, we'll be alright.
And obviously playing on a nice surface like this suits our ball players.
It does. I asked them that, and we've worked on that all week. I know we've got good footballers in our team, so I asked them to play. I gave them the freedom to go and play and try and play the ball through the thirds and get the ball into Josh and Summers, and they did try to do that. All credit to Hume, they had a good press, but when we beat the first press and got into the second phase, then we created chances.
And obviously you take confidence from this, knowing that Hume are one of the better sides in the comp.
Yeah, as I said, if we bring that every week and we try and play and we keep that energy and belief, then we'll be alright, we'll be good.
All right, good luck for next week against Manningham.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and it is time now to introduce or to announce who our player of the week winner is for this week, or for last week, I should say, the game against Hume City. And it is my absolute pleasure to welcome to DinamoTV this week's winner, Brian Summerskill. Brian, good evening and welcome to DinamoTV.
Good evening, thanks for having me.
Well, first of all, mate, congratulations! You took out last weekend's Dinamo Player of the Week. Not the result that we wanted against Hume City, a tough opponent at all times, but especially last week. And they seem to be a real hot and cold outfit, don't they? Sometimes they're really on top of their game. Sometimes they struggle. You just seem to capture them on a night when they did quite well and unfortunately defeated us.
Yeah, it was, well, you've just summed it up. The game was probably hot and cold as well. I thought we put out a good performance. And I think we were unlucky to maybe not get a draw out of it. I think they had one or two more chances than us. But, we had our fair share as well. So I think overall we were quite unlucky to come out with a 2-1 loss there.
Yeah, now, look, if we had played another 10 minutes, who knows, maybe we could have found that all-important equaliser. But look, the week prior to that, it seemed to like it really kind of, well, we as supporters hoped that the tide had turned with the big win against Moreland City. So that was a 4-0 win. You scored 2 goals. How did it feel? I mean, they were from the penalty spot. Is there a difference scoring from the penalty spot as opposed to scoring outfield?
I mean, there's not a difference when it comes to, the piece of paper, but
yeah,
definitely a lot easier to score from the penalty spot than open play.
Yeah.
So, there's been a few jokes to say that it got put on the plate for me, but never mind. I'm still, I'm still keeping it.
Goal's a goal. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But like we watching that game, we sensed kind of the things, like prior to that. You guys have been trying to score goals, and just falling at that final third. I know the coach, Ryan McGuffey, spoke about that a couple of weeks ago. But it sort of clicked. And look, even on Saturday, there were chances. We had created chances, and it looked like we could score. So we are starting to create those chances. Does that hold us in good stead for at least the next few weeks?
Most definitely. I think, to be honest, all season we've had some good chances where we should have put them away, especially on Sunday night as well. So overall, I think if we put them away, it'll definitely give us a boost. I think it's that confidence that we need. Play football for over 20 years, and it still gives you confidence when you get goals. So if we can put some of them in, I think it'll definitely put us in good stead moving forward.
Yeah. Now let's turn our attention to this week coming. So Friday night under lights. We've got some night games coming up over the next few weeks, so looking forward to that. Obviously, had Hume City on the weekend just gone by, but coming up against Manningham United Blues, well, we talk about those 6-pointers. I guess this is another one of those 6-pointers, isn't it? A win over the Blues this week will see you leapfrog them, because at the moment, Dinamo 12th, Manningham are 11th. So how important, I mean, apart from the obvious, is this game coming up?
I think it's a vital game. Definitely looking at the first quarter of the season. I think looking at the teams that we've played, they've been pretty strong. Not saying Manningham are not strong, but I think it's a game that we can definitely win if we put them chances away. And like you said, it'll give us a real boost going into kind of the middle juicy part of the season. Looking at the points there as well, it's not the worst place to be, and it's only going to give us more confidence going into that.
Yeah, and then following week on Holy Thursday, a massive game there in the Cup against Geelong Rangers. Their State League 2 opposition. There's always that fear of complacency coming up against the lower division side, but look, Cup is a cup, and we often hear that term coined, the cup set. How will you guys be approaching these next couple of weeks? Because they're just as important as each other, aren't they?
Most definitely. Every game's important. You know what I mean? Even pre-season games are important. You always go out there to win. And I know they're a State 2 team, but State 2 is difficult. They've got some great players in State 2, some great teams. It's not going to be easy. So if we get complacent, we'll get put in our place. So, we're going out there to win the game, do it properly, and hopefully we can get some, goals. And that'll once again give us some confidence going into the game after that in the league.
Yeah, so I'm certainly for fans of the NPL last year, North Geelong Warriors, who got relegated, our sister club, one of their players, Kai Williams, has gone over to Geelong Rangers, and also spearheading their attack is a young fella called Jordan Savinsky, the son of none other than the famous Adrian Savinsky, who played with the Melbourne Knights for many years. So that should be a great game. That's on Holy Thursday. Huge night of off-field and on-field action happening there next Thursday night at Churchill Reserve. But Brian, finally, your own form this year. Have you been happy with it? Have you been sort of satisfied? What do you personally want to achieve out of this year from an individual point of view, and what more do you need to do to get there? There's about 6 questions there, I think.
Well, that's all right. I think we've played 6 games. So if I look at my own performances, I think I've done all right. I think, like you say, we've had some tough games. Personally, I would have liked to get on the ball a little bit more and create a few more chances. I know last year started off quite well, creating a lot of chances. I haven't done as many this year, but things change. But overall, I think as a team as well, we've done pretty well. So we've just got to keep moving forward, keep pushing. Everyone's fighting for the spots in this team. So everyone's got to perform each week, and that's how we're going to be successful.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, mate, we've only gone 6 games into the season. There's still a lot of football left in 2024, and it certainly starts from this Friday night. Big game. It's a 6-pointer. We urge all Dinamo fans to get down to Churchill Reserve and support the boys as they do battle against Manningham United Blues. Brian, we wish you all the very best for this year. And look, mate, if you're going to score 3 goals on Friday night, all from the penalty spot, I'll be the first one to say I'm happy with that.
That's all right. I'll come running over to you then.
Good on you. Fantastic. Thanks, Brian. Bye-bye. Rightio, let's move on with the news desk and let's have a look at those ladders. First of all, we'll start off with the senior men's. They're in 10th position there as a very important game. This one is, and for some reason, has that been updated? It may well have been. A big game against Manningham United Blues coming up. We really, really need this one. It's a very important one. On to the under-23s. Dinamo in 9th position there. Manningham Blues doing poorly. They've only won 1 from 5 games, so they're in second last position in the under-23s as well. This week coming up, as we said, mentioned, very, very important game, very important. Where are we? Senior men's coming up. This is this Friday, a big game at Churchill Reserve. Kickoff is at 7:30. Now, the under-23s, they won't be playing on Friday night. They will be playing on Sunday at 12 noon at Churchill Reserve. So a very important game. We talk about 6-pointers. This is exactly that. A win will really kind of push Dinamo away from kind of that bottom third, if you like, moving them more into a mid-table position, which is where we want to be. At least that's for sure. But it will certainly augur well then for what will be a very, very important clash on Holy Thursday. Once again, at Dinamo, under lights, 8 p.m. Dinamo taking on Geelong Rangers in the Australia Cup. This is going to be a big, big game for us. We don't want to take Rangers for granted. They are a State League 2 side, correct? Yes, but they have got some very, very tough players there indeed that can make life difficult. Now, the night before on Wednesday night, Strathmore Split will be playing their second game at Churchill Reserve in the 2024 Cup campaign. They host Gippsland United. That game kicks off at 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday night. We will be making a live cross over to Churchill Reserve next Wednesday night when we come out a day early. So we'll get a progress score straight, so to speak, from the horse's mouth when we cross over to Churchill Reserve and find out that score between Strathmore Split and of course, Gippsland United. Let's turn our attention now to the Junior Boys NPL. Last week, it was round 7 action against Werribee City. 2 wins, a draw, and a loss. That was the final result. Starting off with the under-14s, a good win, narrow but good win by the 14s. Luka Movic, Sebastian Vlachek, and Christian Pete scoring a goal apiece in Dinamo's 3-2 win over the Bees. In the under-15s, 2 goals by Cruz Borg, Marko Mioc and Maxim Mikulic. Wasn't enough to defeat Werribee in a very, very high-scoring affair, but it was enough to earn the Blues a point. In the under-16s, a narrow but very valuable 1-0 win for Dinamo, courtesy of a lone Dino Krmek goal. Well done, Dino. In the under-18s, it was a 2-3 loss. Aaron Imeri scoring 2 goals. But we can't read too much into this because one of the players from the under-18s, Zach Di Fiore, who's a goalkeeper, he made his debut at the age of 16 for the under-23s. So well done and a big cheerio out to Zach. And that is the purpose, I guess, of that under-18s team. A lot of those players will be playing up in the under-23s. So well done to those boys who week in, week out, and their coaches really strive for excellence. Okay, let's have a look at the ladders. First of all, the 14s. Well, they're currently now occupying 9th position with 4 games to go. The under-15s are in 7th spot, and all they need to do is overtake 6th place North Geelong Warriors, our sister club, and they will be in the 2nd division. So there's 4 games to go. Plenty of football left in the pre-qualification phase, or the qualification phase, rather. Over the page, we go to the under-16s. The under-16s find themselves in 9th position. And the 18s, well, despite that loss on the weekend, they're still doing really, really well. They're in 5th spot. and a couple of good results strung together could see them pushing for a Division 1 spot. And that would be absolutely fantastic if they were to achieve that. Okay, this weekend, the boys hit the road, the Princess Highway, and they go down south to Stead Park, where they will take on Geelong Soccer Club. 9:30 is when the action kicks off with the under-14s, followed by the under-15s at 11:10, the under-16s at 1 p.m. and the under-18s at 3 p.m. Now, last night, the under-16s defeated North Geelong 2-0 in a catch-up game. So the under-16 Geelong side, that is, they find themselves in second spot on the ladder. So that's going to be quite a tough game, no doubt. Next week, we've got lots and lots of things happening, as we said, at Dinamo's club rooms. And on Thursday night, Holy Thursday night, we've got a burger night for Jacob's Day. Burger and chips only for $20. And if you're a good Catholic boy or girl, you may ask if they've got fish burgers or something like that, being Holy Thursday. But nonetheless, $20 for burger and chips. Next Thursday, all the proceeds go to Jacob's Day. Now, on Wednesday night, we will be speaking to one of the key organisers of Jacob's Day, the iconic Lou Glover, who will be talking to us next Wednesday night. On the 7th of April, so this is after Easter, the week after Easter, the I&D Gala Day, that will be happening for all the under-7s to the under-13s, the Miniroos boys, junior girls. That will be an all-day affair, which traditionally brings together all the Croatian-backed clubs in Victoria that do have juniors. So it's always a great day, always great to spend a lot of time with old friends and catching up with old friends that we haven't seen for a while. The senior women's, as we mentioned earlier, and we'll be talking to two of the members of the senior women's team a little bit later on in the show. JANA, COLINA and ISABELLE DELIJA will be joining us very shortly. The senior women's taking on Collingwood City in round 2 of the Nike FC Cup. Now, that's at Kevin Bartlett Reserve at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday. If you're not doing anything, hop in the car and go across town and support the girls and Coach Tom Pondeljak as they strive to progress through to the next round of the Nike FC Cup. That would be a great way to kickstart their season off. The Miniroos and the pre-NPL, there's limited player vacancies. In the under-8 Kangas, the squad is still seeking 2 players. So we're looking at 2016-born players. So if anyone knows anyone out there who would be able to take part or play for the under-8 Kangas, well, we certainly would be interested in hearing from you or from them. The under-18 pre-NPL boys, well, they're seeking a goalkeeper. So anyone who's in the 2011, 2012, maybe even the 2013 born age category, we'd love to hear from you because the under-13 pre-NPL boys do need a goalkeeper. And that pretty much, I think, brings us to the very, very end of the news desk. Yes, it does. Wow, a jam-packed news desk. When we return after this short commercial break, we're going to take a trip down memory lane from the vault, and we're going to be revisiting some old footage of 3 of our favourite sons who have got a little bit of an AFL connection, which includes one past president as well. Folks, don't go away. DinamoTV.
tell us, we're here at the St Albans Soccer Club. Why are we here? What's the connection here, Ivan?
I suppose for me, it's a place where I grew up, and my father played soccer down here. He first came over from Croatia to Australia, and yeah, I think it was just a meeting hub for a lot of the migrants that moved over here from Croatia.
And you were president until recently, weren't you? The boss here.
Yeah, I spent some time as president, still on the committee.
Your two mums are sisters, which makes you guys cousins. Is it true that you're basically responsible for both of these boys being at the Richmond Footy Club?
Well, definitely with Big Soldo. I think it was at the Crows soccer tournament in the Gold Coast in 2012, I think. The photo was shown to the list manager. Just us standing together. I was probably looking at eye to eye, even pretty young age, so I was pretty tall, and I think the interest grew from there, yeah.
And you'd never played a game of footy in your life?
I played like maybe school footy, but yeah, I didn't think footy was a career for me or anything like that, no.
Did you have any moments where Dimmer has lost his cool at you for not understanding what's going on or not having the game appreciation?
I think we can all say that we got like more soccer skills than the other players. So one time I tried to header the ball because my hands are tied. I was like, I'm going to have to go for this with my head. It still gets brought up every now and then, but...
What did Dimmer say?
He wasn't too happy. I think the whole team got a laugh at it, and luckily we won. But if we lost, then I would have got a spray. We got a spray, sure.
Tell me how Ivan helped you, Noah.
I think it was like a couple of nights before the draft. He actually came to my house and he's just like giving me a Richmond hat and he goes, you know, I hope you come. And once I got picked up, I was like, oh, this is a bit shifty, to be honest. Yeah, I met him here, I reckon, at a young age. By the bar. Yeah,
I wasn't drinking.
He wasn't. For that, he wasn't drinking. And I idolised the way he played. Yeah, I guess maybe who I am today.
Tell me about your parents and where they came from.
Yeah, Mum and Dad came here. Actually met in St Albans. Mum came when she was 7, and Dad was 26.
Have you been back to where they came from in Croatia?
Yeah, I have. My dad's house and Mum's house still stands. My dad's he's got sort of half been damaged in the war during the 90s. But look, it's such a great thing that it's a safe place now.
What was your dad like showing you that?
He was probably the most emotional out of all of us, actually, to go back there, and he hadn't been back for 30 years. And to see the graves of his parents and his brother, yeah, it was pretty emotional. And it's a really spiritual connection that you feel when you go back there. It was something I can't explain, but definitely something that I'll never forget. When I was in year 6, I would have been about 12 years old, and I went back to where our parents are from, in Slavonia, and where my dad's from as well. And it winds back the clock a lot, I think, when it comes to being grateful where you come from and stuff. So it's interesting to see where they came from, because they didn't really have much.
I haven't been over there since my Dida passed away. Dida's grandfather in Croatian. Yeah, he passed away and he got buried over there, so I'd love to go visit him.
Do you all speak Croatian?
On the field, we would speak in Croatian to each other in the brief time that, I was playing towards the end there, so that was pretty cool.
So what would you say then? Give us an example.
I'd tell Big Sol to go for a mark, and I'd go, ajde ti skoči. And you jump for it, and I'd try and block his man out. So I'd do things like that. Ever given
the famous Richmond song a remake in Croatian?
Jeez, I haven't heard of that.
No.
Maybe too.
He probably has.
We could give it a go, but maybe not today.
I'd
have to get my father to help out a bit.
Come on, you just gave it a crack, man.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to continue.
It wouldn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have the same.
What's yellow and black?
Crni žuti. Yeah, crni žuti.
Suni žuti.
Yeah. Crni.
Well, there you had it with the Meet the Team. This week's Meet the Team, it was the under-7 boys Miniroos. And how cute they are. We've got some future Modric's there amongst that crew, no doubt. Well, next online, we've got the coach, the actual coach of the under-7 Miniroos boys team. And it's a very big welcome to DinamoTV, IVICA PETRLIC. IVICA, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Tonchi. Good evening all at DinamoTV land, I guess.
Yeah, your team, your little tackers there, they're the first of the Miniroos to be featured. We're going to be featuring more and more of the Dinamo Miniroos in weeks to come. But, mate, a talented bunch there. Off air, you were telling me one of the main reasons why they seem to have got a head start is the Mali Plavi program, which we talked about last week.
Yeah, 100%, Tonch. I give all credit to that program, and I hope it grows for years to come, because I had these boys for 2 years. I started at 4 years old, and I just took them on. So then they just got comfortable with me, and then I knew what they were able to do. So what happened those 2 years has made it very easy this year. So what me and Tommy, Coach Tommy, my lads, we're actually impressed on what we've been able to achieve in the 6 weeks we've been around. Like, it's absolutely amazing.
Wait, let me stop you there. It's not what you've achieved, it's what those little guys have achieved. They seem to be very, very high achievers for their age.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Well, you're running around and Tommy Millard's is running around. It's them, isn't it?
What I'm getting at is, like, when I was an under 8s, I did not do what they're doing now.
Oh, my gosh. When I was under 10s, I still couldn't kick a ball. What are you talking about?
And I give credit to Mali Plavi, but I also do give credit to, like, you know, I have one player, Adam Kolchak. He loves watching football videos, Modric, Ronaldo, and he tries to
emulate
them. Emulate and copy whatever they're doing. He tries. He's at home trying, and so many players. They're a good bunch of kids, and I do enjoy it. And it was a good first game on Sunday. It was really
awesome. Like, obviously, it's and we joke around that it's the kids, but look, as you say. Having the coaches there is really important, the support staff. And you mentioned Millard's, Tommy Milardovic, a club legend as well. You've got a really good team manager there as well, and some of the parents as well that help out from time to time. Give them a little bit of a plug as well.
So we've got our team manager, Vlad Kustera, who also sponsors the club. He supports Dinamo. And the parents are great. You know, they understand the program. They understand what we're trying to achieve going forward. It's been a great start. 6 weeks in, and we've got to look a long season ahead. It's 18 to 20 weeks of football, but the players are enjoying it. The hunger for the game, it's good to see. It's good to see this sort of level of football at this young age. And I do also look at other teams that are close by when we train. I've got JANA COLINA's team who coaches the girls under 7s or under 8s. And you just see that they love the sport and they love playing for Dinamo. So it's for me as a coach, I love going to training. It's a good feeling to have.
Now, how hard is it to sort of kind of like calm the parents down a little bit on the sidelines and get their expectations? And sometimes us parents can get a little bit excited on the sidelines, reliving our good old days. But how hard is it sometimes to kind of tell the parents, don't coach because it might confuse what we're trying to do. How do you go about that?
It's good you asked that question. So we actually trialed something on Sunday. So it's actually good. Look, the parents are emotional. I love it.
Yeah.
But we have to have our limits because we can't have 20 parents screaming out 20 instructions.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we did, the parents are great. So what we did as coaches, we separated the ground into 3 sections: defense, midfield, and attack. And what we realized was that works it's very crucial. So I took on the defense. So whatever happens in defense, I was the only coach that actually gave instructions. No one else gave instructions.
Yep. And
so on and so forth. So the attacking sides, my lads was telling the attackers what to do. So what he did which was great, was when the opposition team tried to play out from the back, the moment they kicked that ball was the moment our 4 players attacked. Yeah. So we scored 4 goals from pure attacking football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that for me, it seems is going to be very beneficial coming to the season, because then every player's got to know their position and know what is needed in that position. And I know I'm talking on the 7s, seems like it's a bit too much, but they're taking it on board. That's what I love about this group. whatever we throw at them, they're like, "Yep, we'll do it." We'll just as you saw in the promo video, they were doing the warm up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in comparison, what we were doing for a warm up and what the other team was doing for a warm up, it's just
big difference.
Chalk and cheese. You know, we're doing ball mastery stuff, like touching the ball, feeling the ball, getting used to the ball. The balls have to understand the ball and them are going to be the best of friends for the next eons. You know, I hope this group can go all the way. You know, all the way to senior football.
Yeah, is there a kind of a temptation, like, you know, they obviously seem very advanced, under 7s, very, very advanced for their age group. Is there a temptation to kind of move them up to under 8s or something like that without pushing them too fast forward, or whatever the case may be?
I'm going to say there is, and I'll go back to when I was playing the rates. We never had these small goals. So basically, we had the big under 8 goals where you had a opportunity to score. Because on the weekend, what we realised was they'll put 4 kids in front of the goal, and then I had one kid shoot 4 times.
Yep.
And couldn't score. So then, but he was determined to score.
Yeah.
But with the under 8s, you've got 7 players on the field. It's a little bit more bigger. So the boys are going to develop a little bit more better.
Yeah.
And I know some parents might think, oh, we're going to get smashed on the field. Results for me as a coach, yes, they are crucial. But my thing is this year is there's 2 things: development and learning how to tie up shoelaces. That's my
tying shoelaces. I hear you, mate. I hear you, mate. Good luck. I think with the development side of things, you'll have no problems. I don't know too much about the shoelace tying business. That could be a bit of a challenge. And you know, some coaches in the past have fallen on the sword there because they haven't been able to teach their kids to tie shoelaces.
I'm not doing it though. I'm giving the 4 kids that know how to do it. The 4 kids will be showing their counterparts
how to tie their shoelaces.
That's good, but that's good for teamwork. That's good for team morale.
Collaboration. There's some leadership skills already there, mate. On that note, Ivan, so we wish you and the under 7 Miniroos boys all the very best for this year. It seems to me like no matter what, you will be having a lot of fun, and so too will the parents.
Let's hope so. And you know, I wish all the Dinamo teams all the best this year.
Good.
Westar Prestige is a family-owned second-generation business which is celebrating 50 years of operations this year. They're a specialist prestige collision repair facility situated in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria. However, they service all regions in the state, with many of their clients travelling from far and wide to use their services. They're also able to provide a digital platform for quoting clients' vehicles who are unable to personally attend their premises. They're an authorised manufacturer-approved repair facilities for Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Peugeot and Suzuki, and are proud of their ongoing affiliation with these brands. They also work closely with a number of Australia's largest insurance brands who entrust them to be part of their preferred repairer network. Their support staff are always happy to assist clients from the initial process of lodging claims through to the final stages of collection of the vehicle on completion of repairs and post-repair. So remember, for all your prestige collision repair needs, consider Westar Prestige, an award-winning, long-standing Australian-owned business.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and it's time to now talk about our senior women's team. So all the action kicks off this weekend for the senior women's. They'll be coming up against Collingwood City in the Nike FC Cup. There are all the details there. This Sunday, 24th of March, at Kevin Bartlett Reserve. Kickoff there is 3:30 p.m. And Collingwood City, we don't know too much about them. We'll find out a little bit more about who they are, but we'll also find out more importantly about our own senior women's team and how they're progressing under Coach Tom Pondelyak. And to find out a little bit more about what is happening with our senior women's, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome ISABELLE, DELIJA and JANA to DinamoTV. Ladies, how are we?
We're good. How are you?
Very, very good. Thank you very much. ISABELLE, first of all, over to you. Do we know much about Collingwood City? I know they play, is it in State 1 or is that right?
We're pretty sure State 3 from what I heard. Pretty much all we know, they've come off a 1-0 win last week, so they're probably going to come in pretty confident and pretty up and running. So hopefully we can give us a win this week.
Yeah. Jana, we had you on the show. You were a little bit of a cameo appearance last week. You were talking about the Marley Plavi. So thank you for your contribution. Apparently the Marley Plavi numbers have skyrocketed in the week since. So whether it was yourself or Marko Bulic talking a bit about that, we thank you either way. But turning attention now to the other end of the spectrum, the senior women. How's the pre-season been so far under coach Tom Pondoljak?
Look, I think it's been really, really good. I think we're quite confident this year. Well, I'm confident in our team. We've really focused on fitness, which I think is really important and probably something we've struggled with in the past. So he's got us, doing a lot of running.
Yeah.
It's been good.
And like, what about apart from that? What about just tactics and strategy and all that? I mean, he's played at the highest level. He's someone who's played at the highest level in this country, has seen it all. How valuable is his knowledge? How valuable is his experience having played at that high level with you girls in the senior team?
Well, look, it is. I don't want to give him too much of a big head, but it is a privilege as a coach. We're really, really lucky for that experience, and he obviously knows a lot about what he's talking about, and we sort of just listen. Yeah. Sometimes it's a bit hard with girls, we sometimes question why are we doing this? And it's like, he obviously knows what he's doing.
We have a lot of trust in him, even though some of his methods we find a bit ridiculous. But in the end,
tell what do you mean? No, this is juicy. This is interesting.
Sometimes I feel like we're running in circles for 20 minutes straight. But at the end of the day, he reckons running in circles will help us. So
it does. It does.
Well, Tom, if you're listening, I'm guessing this is providing some very, very valuable feedback with regards to your methodology. Although Tom was on a guest on week 2 of DinamoTV, and he did say the big thing that he really enjoys about coaching women, and I've heard this from a lot of men who do coach women's teams. They do say that, unlike the men, unlike the blokes, the girls listen. The girls actually listen, whereas the boys sometimes may have egos and what you're not. But that's great to see. Let's talk about some of your some of the games that maybe you've played in pre-season. Has there been that sharpness yet, or is there still a little bit of work to do before you kind of are ready for the season proper?
Look, we haven't actually had any practice games yet, unfortunately. So Sunday will be our first sort of game for this year. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean in training we haven't, played a lot of, against each other. And Tommy's actually organised Shaka and Ilya as well. Can't let them go unnoticed. But yeah, we've had even some Saturday sessions as well he's organised, which has been really, really good. And just, having that support from them and that belief that, we could go pretty far this year, it's really good to know that they have that support for us. It's been really good to get those extra sessions in.
Yeah. Now we've seen over the last, few years, a couple of the girls from the western suburbs, even some Croatian girls as well, move up from the state leagues into the VPL, into the NPLW, and even the A League. Now we're seeing that happening, particularly through Calder United, our western suburbs club. Girls, how does that sort of, sit with you? Some of these girls you probably played with or played against some of these girls. Does that kind of motivate you two as well to kind of, strive to be the best possible players in your own right? Isabelle, first to you and then Jana.
Yeah, definitely. I think that seeing that there is some type of opportunity for us to, even progress to State League 1, into VPL, into MPL potentially, I think just having that, knowledge that, we could probably make it there, if all goes well at the end of the season. But we played 2 of our girls from 20 last year. I'm pretty sure they're in VPL at the moment, but you can just see their skill level and their commitment and everything. It's a whole different ball game. So it'd be good to see if we can, kind of get to that level, hopefully by the end of the season. But yeah, definitely, it's good to see women's football kind of progressing in that direction.
What about yourself, Jana? You did mention, we talked about how you went from Marley Plavi all the way up to the seniors now. And what's your kind of like ambition with regards to football at the moment?
Well, everything Isabelle said, completely agree. And, it is good as well, I think it's really great for these younger kids as well at Dinamo, these younger girls especially. I'm coaching the under-8s girls this year, and just to have people to look up to, they don't have to look at the Matildas, they can look at the Dinamo senior women. And when I was a kid, that's what I looked up to too. Like girls that I'm playing with now, that's who I look up to. That's who I wanted to be. So it's really important to sort of make sure everyone's supporting the senior women's football, because there's a lot of talented young ladies out there that can go far.
Absolutely. And look, speaking to the Vice President, John Bielosh, during the week about some of the exciting things, fingers crossed, that will be happening in the women's section of the club as well over the next coming years. St Albans Dinamo is the place to be, that's for sure. But another thing, I guess, to look forward to is probably in the shorter term is the Croatian soccer tournament. That's something that we all look forward to. And what's the smile straight away as soon as you just mentioned that? But Jana, first of all, to you, the excitement of playing against some of the best Croatian-backed women's sides from around Australia in our own backyard. How exciting is the prospect of that?
Oh, it's amazing. And, this year will be, I can't even count how many tourneys I've played, but they're so much fun. And, last year we actually won. And that was, I think, one of the first wins for our Dinamo senior women. So we were over the moon, and we can't wait, hopefully, to do it again this year.
Yeah. Now, Isabelle, your dad, Nick, he's a member, a prominent member of the Wednesday nights, the Great Wednesday Nights, and they are the kings of the Croatian tournament. They are, they're synonymous with the Croatian Australian soccer tournament. So you've obviously you've grown up with the Croatian soccer tournament, ever since you were small, I suppose, exposure to it. What's your kind of thoughts about playing against some of the best women's teams in your own backyard later this year?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be a completely different ball game compared to Adelaide. We're going to be very familiar with everything, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage. But this is going to only be my second tourney. I've obviously watched Dad play in, I reckon, 5 or 6 growing up, and obviously we're a bit quicker than the Wednesday nights.
Could there maybe be a practice match organised between the senior women's and the Wednesday nights?
Maybe.
We'll see if they'll be.
Those gentlemen will be too gutless. They'll be too scared, I think, and probably rightly so. Yeah. Now
it'll be good coming off the win last year, and just even getting to know the other girls from the other states. That's also another aspect.
Well, hopefully by that stage, you will have already got promoted to State League 1 for next season's State League 1. So we're wishing you all the very, very best for first Sunday, all the very best for the season ahead, and certainly for 2024. It's going to be a huge year. And thank you very much for joining us. So we hope to speak to you girls throughout the season.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I just want to say to everyone watching to come and support us each week. We need some more fans. And I'm sure Dinamo will have the bar open as well. So come down on the Friday or Sunday whenever we're playing.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely fantastic. On that note, girls, thank you very much, and enjoy Sunday's game against Collingwood City.
Thank you very much.
Bye. And one of the introductions or innovations this year also will be that every week the just like the senior men's, the senior women's will have a player of the week, and who will be the winner of the first player of the week, we'll find out next week. It could be Jana, it could be Isabelle, it could be one of the other girls from Coach Tom Pondeliak's squad. You are watching Dinamo TV, folks. We'll be back very, very shortly. Don't go away. Well, that brings us to the end of Dinamo TV for this week. But before we do go, Joe Lorvich says, never scared, Taunchy Bruce. Let's go WKFC Wednesday Nights Football Club. Joe, the challenge is on there with the senior women's team. Frankie Ivkovic says, good luck, girls, for Sunday. Frankie, very involved in the juniors, so big cheerio to Frankie Ivkovic and a big cheerio to Damir Kunovic, an old neighbour of mine who now resides up in Sydney. So, hi, Damir, how you doing? Great to see you tuning into Dinamo TV all the way from the Harbour City. Folks, as we mentioned, next week we are going to be coming out on Wednesday night, and there's a really good reason, is because on the Thursday night, all roads lead to Churchill Reserve. Dinamo taking on Geelong Rangers for that big game. But in the meantime, this Friday night, once again, all roads lead to Churchill Reserve. Do come along to what is going to be a very, very big round 7 clash between St Albans Dinamo and Manningham United. That kicks off at 7:30 p.m. And unfortunately, Brian, I won't be there. I'm actually commentating a Masters League in Geelong on Friday night, believe it or not. But I will be looking at the YouTube the stream as well, just to keep up to date with the scores there. Folks, thank you very much for being part of Dinamo TV tonight. The numbers have been astronomical tonight. And I dare say it might be one of the best viewed episodes so far this first season of Dinamo TV. We look forward to your company next Wednesday night. Until then, go Dinamo, mismo Dinamo. Good night.